the Youngsom's first event. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. I know we all have busy schedules, but you know, this is our first launch of Youngsom. It is a community initiative organized by me and my two colleagues over here, Insaf and Asha. And basically what our message is to create a stronger community in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. And we want to connect our youth and connect our young professionals so they can have an opportunity to come together, create their, share their ideas, create a foundation, create a platform where they can spread their ideas, and inshallah, you know, one day be able to have a big community so we can go branch out and eventually help back home. So now we're going to start with, of course, Quran recitation by Hiba Harusa. If you can come up, please.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Malik Yawm Al-Din, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, sirata alladhina an'amta alayhim, ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin.
We're going to do the American national anthem because we are all Somali Americans.
That's American.
Introduce you guys to my colleague who's helped me so much organize this event, Insaf Noor. Insaf was born in Saudi Arabia, where she graduated from high school and went to Jordan to pursue her education. She got a BSN degree and did an internship at a Haytham hospital in Amman. She also earned a certificate of diabetic educator. Her goal is to obtain her RN license, and she's working with an international organization and will eventually get her master's in health administration.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. So inshallah we're going to start with Ana Muhammad Ali, founder and CEO of Oasis Home Healthcare since 2007. She's a registered nurse by training with nearly 30 years of experience, 16 years with Department of Veterans Affairs. She also volunteered. She's chairwoman of NASWA since 2014, January 2014, one of the founders and board members of Adams as a Muslim Aid Free Clinic in Chantilly, Virginia. She also a member of London Medical Reserve and a board member of several organizations, include NASWA, she is a board member of several organizations, include NASWA, and chairwoman Adams Central Healthcare Community. Please welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Aad iyo aad baan ugu faraxsanahay habeenkan caawa inaan halkan ka soo qayb gashin xafladan aan ugu talagalay Young Somali Professionals and Students, Youngsom. My name is Ana Muhammad Ali. I am the chairwoman by choice of vote from NASWA members. I will go in order, introduce NASWA members. So before I tell you too much about NASWA, I would like to ask the NASWA members that are here to please stand, if they are not already standing, when I call their names. So NASWA stands for North America Somali Women's Association. Sahara Aden is the vice chair. This is the Sahara Aden. She is the vice chair of NASWA. Next is Intisar Farah. She is the secretary of the board. And next to is Furqan. She's a board member. For Fatima Saeed. She always tells me my proper name is Fatima Saeed, but she's known as Furqan. Dahawa Saeed. And there's no, they're friends, they're not sisters. Dahawa Saeed is the treasury of NASWA, and we have Ghamar and Haji, who's also a board member. Hawar Sana is not here. So that's the board member of NASWA. So I would like you to help me, welcome the board members. Thank you so much. That's about the board. I would like to speak to you a little bit about NASWA, historical overview. NASWA was found, actually today, December 13, NASWA is exactly legally 11 months old. It was found, incorporated, January 13, 2014. So we are 1 month shy of 1 year anniversary. Inshallah. Okay. I will just not go into too many details of what have happened to NASWA, how many things we have done. Believe me, this year, or 11 months to be exact, was very busy time for us. I, of course, speak Somali and English, so without knowing, I'm just going through both of them. So forgive me, those of you who do not understand the Somali, then just ask me for translation later on. And those of you who do not understand the English, vice versa. And so let me just talk to you briefly about what happened over this 11 months. So January was founded. We have done some work, but nothing official until it was, and I would like to maybe also do the, this is a good timing, I'll talk about the guiding principle of NASWA, but just before April 19, 2014 was the next big event for NASWA. We have had the first halaqa in Ashburn, Virginia. That's when we actually brought NASWA to the public, and we invited a lot of women, and over 40 women attended at that time. It was beautiful, and it was really encouraging how much they were interested and into it. And after that, other things happened in between, but in August, I believe it was August 23, is when we officially elected NASWA board members. So that's the other big, step of having now board members and doing business as an organization. After that, September 27, a lot of you were here, September 27 of this year, just a couple of months ago, we had NASWA inauguration. A lot of you, probably your parents, young people, your moms, and a few of your dads were here to support us with NASWA inauguration in Annandale, Virginia. And then, after that, why we are here tonight was byproduct of NASWA. NASWA cannot stand just for, even though it stands for North America Somali Women's Association, we know we need you guys. We are your mothers, but you are our children. And NASWA is not found by any means of feministic thinking, oh, women, we're going to do something for ourselves. No, NASWA was found because Somali Americans, women, men, young, old, we need an organization. That's why this came about. These women that you've seen here, and many others that were not with us now, are, every one of us were talking by themselves or two at a time, or just, we were bothered by the lack of the organization and the lack of engagement and indifference in our community. And that's what created us to come together. So that was the background of NASWA. Here is the guiding principle of NASWA. We have these 5 guiding principles, but we're still refining and working on it. Nurture, I will not read to you everything, but you know what it stands for. I think the text is too small there if you can't see it. Aspire, serve, welcome, and achieve. These principles are all rotated at, doing things for ourselves, for our young people, for our community, and also the large community in general, not just us. So us, what I mean is the Somali Americans. So if I move out of that and just gave you a brief history, I would like to now tell you a little bit about the NASWA priorities. Our priority right now is we are organized, but we are not cohesive yet. We don't have everything we need. So we have a laundry list of priorities and needs. After that, so talking about the priorities, we need money, we need volunteers, we need home, we need office, somewhere to call home, community organizations, and somewhere, inshallah, we will be all proud of to have. But my hope, and all these NASWA members and all other community members, our hope is to engage you, Youngsom, the young American Somalis here and everywhere. That's why I have to say NASWA is not only North America. As you can tell from the name, we are very ambitious to reach all North America. It is not only limited to DMV. NASWA is not, the metro area here where we live. We would like to reach all other states, and so is Youngsom. If you see, I know I'm a little bit over my priorities, but I basically mentioned to you, really, what we need from you guys, Youngsom, is to help us to volunteer. The forms that you put out there, we put out there, is for you to sign and to tell us what can you do. And then come up and really stand up and do the things that we need to do together. So that was about NASWA. Now I'm going to touch quickly on Youngsom and how it came about. Yes, Jamaat told you a little bit about, but Youngsom, who is Youngsom? Why is Youngsom? We like the name because it's a beautiful name. It identifies you. It doesn't, put you the other. And there will be a lot of people today who will be talking to you. We have prepared beautiful speakers and very knowledgeable people to talk to you about things that are lacking in our community. Not necessarily in lacking, but we're not necessarily active and employing and acting on it. So Youngsom, we want you to identify yourselves. We don't want others to identify you. We want you to do the right thing. I actually have here, when I say Youngsom, turn up for yourselves. Turn up. Of course, turn up. Turn up for each other. Get involved. I really wanted you to stand up. I really want you to stand up. Otherwise, I'm not gonna. Stand up. There you go. Turn up for each other. Stand up for your community. Youngsom, you guys really have to just stand up. Now, don't sit down, because I'm not finished what I have to say. Allow me to say this. You're a powerful group, economically and politically. Unless you know that, and you turn up for each other, and you stand up for each other, you would never get involved. You would never. Each one of you is going to be somewhere, a lot of things happen to each other, but when you are a group, when you are together, you can do things together. But when you are, everyone is I know you're all students, you have jobs to do, but you have to. That's exactly why, if you look in your programs, and I want every one of you tonight not to go home without taking a program. This program is not just program for tonight to tell you what's happening and who's talking. The social media that these young people created, Jamaat, Mohammed, Haid, and by Diatech, he wants to, of course, the company that created Diatech and Web, and I will be playing the soon the sponsors, but the people Insaf, Asha, they were meeting here day after day for almost weeks, just to come up with something really beautiful and that you guys can be proud of. And I would like you to tweet, go to the Facebook and you know, the website. All of these things are being together by Guy Webb. And they are also created that beautiful poster. Get involved, leadership, mentoring, advocacy, and entrepreneurship, networking. We need all of that, and you guys can do all that and more. Get involved. You must identify yourselves. You must speak for yourself. You don't let others to tell you what you are and who you are. I have a few things here. What you are not. You are not terrorists. You are not ISIS. You are not demons. You are not pirates. You are beautiful Somali young people. You are Youngsom. And I really like that. And I don't want others to say who you are. Just because somebody go crazy and go back and fight in something called ISIS, I don't even understand what this stands for, then all Somali young men have to be suspicious. You know? That also brings me to say this. What's happening nowadays in America? This is a beautiful country we call home. What's happening, we're in crossroads with the civil rights. 50 years ago, probably, about 50 years ago, Dr. Shabazz, Martin Luther King, and Dr. King were both assassinated because they were speaking about civil rights. And the work is not done. Even though I like to say, we all came, you guys are first generations, the faces that I'm looking at. We, as your parents, and I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of parents that are not here today, they were immigrants like myself, your parents. We came here because the roads were paved for us. The people who I spoke about, the African Americans, the civil rights organizers, they're the ones who made it easy for us. So we can come here and we can be welcomed and we become a citizen and we can have a freedom. But that freedom is not complete. You guys know what's going on. Really, it's very difficult time for this country. And I don't care how much you think you can't do much, we can do a lot. We have to stand up. We have to demonstrate peacefully. And we have to support. You've seen what's going on in New York. You've seen what's going on in Ferguson, and what's going on in many places, California. It's not, you know, what's happening right now. We didn't even plan this event because what's going on. We planned it before that. Most of these things happen after. But you see how so-called, it's not coincidental. We have to stand up together because we're huge community that's sleeping, to say the least. You are so indifferent. You're so uninformed. Look at the African American and the white American are peacefully demonstrating because of what's going on. I had a list here, I didn't read it to you. I said, stand up with your government, stand up for your team, stand up with your masks, and stand up with the law enforcement, because they don't understand. All they know when they see you is you're a threat. Why? Why are you a threat? Because you're black men? Why are we threat? Because we wear hijab? So we are automatically assumed a terrorist or harboring sleeping cells? That's not where we are all about. You are educated people. We're on the cream of the crop. A lot of times, you guys on top, with all the things that's happening to these immigrants that has nothing, that the roads were paved, but not really quite paved, because we had nobody. We came into a land that we know nothing about it. A lot of you do not know the language, your parents. I'm talking about the immigrant generation. I'm not talking to the first American generation. What happened to us? Why NASWA have to get together is because we've seen you guys are not cohesive. You do not know, no, you do not know that